Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Coming up tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about heat, humidity, and severe weather potential over the next couple of days. And we'll also look ahead to the Labor Day holiday weekend. That is tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Most of the extreme heat today is concentrated in the Midwest, upper Mississippi Valley, and the eastern half of the Central Plains, northeastward to the Great Lakes. We've got various heat advisories, excessive heat warnings going on there, and excessive heat watches. So that's in the red areas you see in Indiana and southern Michigan and northwest Ohio. Nothing much in the way of watches and warnings and advisories up and down the East Coast. It's a fairly tame day overall. However, there's an exception here, and that's in New England. And you can see that there's an upper trough that's kind of rotating around here in New England, and we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms popping up, and also some severe thunderstorms that have popped up. And there is some risk later today extending south and west to about northern New Jersey. We'll get to the risk area in a moment. Much of southern New England and New York State southward down into Georgia and northern Florida, enjoying an okay start to the afternoon. We've got lots of sunshine extending out into the Ohio Valley, the lower Great Lakes, and the Gulf states. Some thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. You can see lightning strikes going on there. And we've got a little bit of action going on up in the northern Rockies with some showers and thunderstorms in progress in that particular area. And this is what it looks like on the radar as of 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see the yellow boxes indicative of severe thunderstorm warnings. Always go to weather.gov and to your local National Weather Service forecast office for the latest weather information, because if you're watching this later this afternoon, obviously these satellites and radars are going to be dated. We also have some special marine warnings up for Cape Cod. There's some scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms in parts of southwest Pennsylvania into northern Virginia and also into parts of central Maryland. They are widely scattered at this point. The radars are quiet until you get down to South Georgia and into Florida, where we've got some scattered downpours there. You can see a higher concentration of downpours and thunderstorms along the Texas Gulf Coast. And we're seeing some rather heavy downpours and probably developing thunderstorms up in the Dakotas and back over into parts of Montana. This is where we have a large area of slight to enhanced risk of severe weather this afternoon and evening across the northern plains and into the western Great Lakes. In the east, in the northeast in particular, we have a slight risk for severe weather in southeastern New England, southernmost New Hampshire, Massachusetts, much of Connecticut, and touching eastern Long Island. And that, by the way, the area that's in the upper Midwest does come with a 2 to 5% tornado risk. Now, tomorrow, the severe weather risk is going to shift eastward with a marginal to slight risk from the upper Mississippi Valley and across the Great Lakes into western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania. Wednesday could be an interesting day in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states, where the Storm Prediction Center has already put up a slight risk from Rhode Island westward through the Hudson Valley and New Jersey and Long Island to Pennsylvania, Ohio, and into Michigan, the marginal risk back to Illinois and down into southern Virginia and eastern Kentucky. So Wednesday could be an interesting severe weather day with an approaching front from the northwest. Rainfall amounts, as always, when you're dealing with convection, we give you sort of a smooth WPC forecast here, which is on the order of about a half to 3/4 of an inch, but it's kind of uneven from Maine down into North Carolina. You see a few patches of an inch and a half. You see a few areas with less than a half an inch. But as always with thunderstorms, you could easily wind up with double these amounts in local areas. Sometimes you could wind up with triple the amounts. We're seeing heavy precipitation next 7 days. And by the way, what you're seeing in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states, or in fact on this entire map, particularly in the eastern part of the United States, constitutes a second weather event on this coming Saturday, potentially, with some showers and storms. We're looking at up to a few inches of rain for central and south Florida, several inches or more for the Texas and Louisiana coastal areas, and also 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half plus back through West Texas and on up into New Mexico, as well as in Minnesota and Wisconsin and over in the northern Great Lakes. So we had a gorgeous stretch of low humidity and sunshine that took us through the weekend. Now we're dealing with this trough that's up in New England. We'll could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, particularly from northern New Jersey, north and east. Less of a chance as you go south and west. It's not a zero chance south and west of there. You see overnight there are showers, thunderstorms in the Dakotas and up through Minnesota, and that's with that next low cold front and upper trough that's coming eastward. We won't see much of anything tomorrow. It'll just be a very warm to hot day. Temperatures in the mid 80s to around 90 degrees. Humidity levels are continuing to rise as the dew points tomorrow get up over 70. And then Wednesday, as this cold front pushes southward, we could see showers, thunderstorms, and severe weather late in the day, Wednesday and Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Now, the issue for Thursday and Friday is the next high goes into Maine. So we are going to see a bit of an onshore flow Thursday and Friday. So that could mean clouds, the ocean wind, and temperatures that will be in the 70s. The further north you go into upstate New York and into northern New England, you'll probably break out into some sunshine and lowering humidities with dew points dropping into the 50s and even the 40s in some places. We'll have to see how far south that gets. And as we move into Friday night, a little warm front goes by with maybe a shower or thunderstorm. Saturday, the Labor Day holiday weekend, late in the day, Saturday into Saturday night, we'll probably have a front through with some showers and thunderstorms. So Saturday will be very warm and humid. But then behind the front, it looks like we'll get into some drier air for maybe not so much for the beginning of Sunday, maybe late Sunday or Sunday night. A little secondary front has to play through Sunday night, bringing another chance for a shower or thunderstorm. And then Labor Day looks nice and sunny with low humidity to cap off the holiday weekend. Even though we do have rain in the forecast for Saturday and maybe Sunday night, much of the time over the weekend, it's probably not going to be raining and it should be okay. But we'll discuss that in detail tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast, and that's at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll see you tonight.